Hey guys, welcome back. This is video 3 on my, I did give it a name. I had to think of it. It is the Cocoa Motif shoulder wrap. Sorry guys, I had to get all that in my head. What I've done is there are many ways that you can join motif projects like these. And what I have done is I started here, and if you can tell right here, I have just joined from one peak or petal, however you choose to label, to the other. And I didn't want this to stand up extremely tall, but I did want the seam to be noticeable a little. So what I did is I just slip stitched in here all the way across, and I got myself about a, I don't know, more than a 12-inch piece of yarn, and I'm working the blue for the trim. So I just started at one end here, and I joined into that top of the single crochet on this one and this one. And then what I did is I just slip stitched through maybe 5, give or take. You don't have to be exact on this, guys. So I slip stitched through at least 5 of these 7 stitches here from the previous row here, you know, where we did the chain 7s. And then I went into that next single crochet on each motif, and I did do a single crochet right there. I did not slip stitch that. And then I went and slip stitched 5 more times, and then in the end as well. So then that gives me a nice finishing result. I do like how that came out. So be careful, make sure that you don't have these motifs flipped over. My husband swears that you can't tell the difference in the sides, but you absolutely can. Especially if you're a full-time crocheter, you can tell a huge difference in the sides. So I actually had one that I flipped upside down by accident. I was watching Jerry Springer and got all messed up there, so I had to take that last one out and redo it. So anyway, you see where I'm at here. So far I've gotten them all attached lengthwise on one row, and it's hard to see the whole thing on camera, but they're all attached in one of the 2 rows, and then I have 8 that are completely attached. Okay, and so basically I'm halfway done with it. So I'm just going to give you a quick example here of what I'm talking about doing. Is I take the string that I did cut, I make a slip knot, and I put that on my crochet hook. Now where this one is already joined here, you see it's already joined right here, but right here I'm going to take it and turn, and then you're just going to kind of even that up a bit and decide where you're going to join at. Okay, you may want to make sure that they're close in their range. Okay, you don't want to join this with this over here. You want to make sure that you lay your piece out and make sure that you can correspond real good, so it's going to be from here to here. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're just going to start at the peaks right here. So you'll insert your crochet hook here, and you'll insert your crochet hook here. Okay, and what you'll do is you'll pull through both and do a slip knot or slip stitch. And then I usually skip this first one here. I'm hoping you guys can see. And then I'll go into the second one of this one, and then I'll come through to the second one of this one. Then I will pull through for a slip stitch. Okay, then you just move on to the next one, and again I'll do about 5 out of the 7 of these. Use your best judgment on your project. I'm not one of those to judge, oh, there has to be a specific way. I just say do what works for you, and this is what works for me. Okay, so that's what you want to do here, is you want to do at least 5 of them. Well, and it's a little difficult to do sideways when I'm trying to explain, but let's turn that around. Let's go in this last one here. So you're just slip stitching so you don't have a tall seam here. Then when you get here to this single crochet, you want to go in this one, and you want to go in the back one, and then you do want to do a single crochet, not a slip stitch. Okay, it gives you a little bit of a peak there, and then you just want to move over to the next side, and you're going to do the same process. Okay, And then when you get here, you're going to tie off. Alright? So I'm going to do that through the rest of this project, and as soon as I get that finished, I'm going to come back and I'm going to let you see the finishing project. And I'm not sure if I'm going to add 2 tassels on each side of this with some bead work. I'm not sure, but I will come back later and let you know if I decide to do that. So until then, I'm going to get off here and I'm going to finish this up, and I'll be back to show you the result. Happy hooking, everybody. This is the last video for my Cocoa Motif shoulder wrap. I had to lay it out on my bed so you could see it in full. As you see here, I have completely gotten all of these together. And then what I did is I went around to each end point, or closest that I could get. And I did put a tassel of 3 strands of 3 of the colors that I did use. So again, this turned out so beautiful. And this is my pattern, of course, and I'm very happy with it. Let me see if I can turn it up so you can see it in a different way. Okay. It's just a shoulder wrap. Isn't that wonderful? I'm so happy with it. And it didn't take as much time to do as I thought. So, of course, the lengthy part of doing anything like this would be doing the motifs themselves. So this is it. I decided not to add any beadwork. I just simply added the tassels, 1 on each peak point of each motif. And there you have it. Weekly Pattern Wednesday. Hope you guys enjoyed. Happy hooking.